What's good, Chicago? Kahlief here, PAX 2019. We're here at the Disintegration booth. I'm here rocking with Marcus from the team. We just had a chance to go hands-on with the game. Super, super fun. Marcus, the game is amazingly dope.
Hey, thanks, man. Thanks, appreciate it.
It was really fun to get hands-on and get the first chance to kind of like touch the game and play with it. I remember getting a chance to see it and kind of getting the first glances at what the game was going to be. And I'll be honest, I was a little bit confused about what the game was going to wind up being.
Common thing.
How I was going to play. I was like, is this a MOBA? Is this an RTS? Like, what are the things that we're going to go down with it? And I'm really happy and surprised with what I got a chance to play and just how good everything is feeling. What's been the feedback so far from folks back at the booth and folks who have gotten a chance to play it?
Well, I really appreciate that, first of all, because we took a long time building this game, iterating the gameplay mechanics, because we're doing something that hasn't been done before, where you take a first-person shooter and blend in that real-time tactic element to it in a way that like all marries into that first-person shooter focused grab cycle thing that you're flying around in the environment. So it was a really hard problem for us to solve. It took us a long time. We went back and forth on it. We finally landed on something that clicked, and we're just as excited about it as I think you are, maybe, I hope, but because when we first put out the announce trailer, it showed some of how that gameplay might work, but it's really difficult to understand exactly how it's going to play out until you get it in your hands and get a chance to play.
So give the folks at home a little bit more information about exactly what they'll be kind of checking out and kind of the base and foundation of how the game works.
So the game is, at its core, it used to be just a real-time strategy game. That's all it was, and then we took that camera in the sky and we turned you in an active participant of combat, giving you offensive and defensive weapons, and then really fluid control of the ground crew on the ground, who all have unique abilities. So it's up to you as the player to keep them positioned properly in the environment, but also to use their abilities tactically in gameplay. So from a first-person shooter, you also have the ability to attack enemy units as attack enemy grab cycles as well. So there's a lot of cool frenetic things you're doing. It's a slightly slower paced on purpose, because you're also you're actively controlling those ground units, and all in concert together. You are this crew, this entity that, especially when you comp it up with a couple other great players on your team, you guys can really wreck the play space for sure.
One of the things I really liked in terms of concept was the idea of the right hand, left hand gameplay.
Yeah.
I love that. That was super cool, and it really did come through in the gameplay when I got a chance to get around and actually start my match. Talk a little bit about what that is in terms of kind of building that into the gameplay, and also how that kind of works with the different kinds of units and different kind of crews that you have.
Yeah, because each one of the crews suits kind of a loose role in combat. This is true across multiplayer, and it's true what we'll experience in the single-player campaign as well. You'll be given a different grab cycle, each with a different loadout on it, some more offensive, some more defensive, depending upon that kind of role you want to play. And then the ground units also support that same theme, that identity to the crew, so that that crew might have some real heavies on it that are good for crushing large groups of enemy units, or it may have a great offensive weapon against other enemy grab cycles. So it all depends on the flavor of the kind of game or the kind of game style that you're looking for. There's a crew out there for you that I think will match that.
Yeah, I think I've already found my crew already. I think I found the folks that I'm going to be rocking with pretty heavy. One of the other things I really loved about the game was I love how the game has all these wonderful kind of a specific kind of like map design that goes along that fits the gameplay fairly well. It feels like I was running into really interesting choke points and finding out like good ways I was going to be able to maneuver my units through that map, so I was going to be able to flank and also get to the objectives as good as I possibly was. Talk a little bit about how important it was for map design to be so concrete in the game.
That's a great question, because map design is absolutely a key element to making sure that the game is fun in the first place, and iterating that gameplay design. One of the great things that we do as a small team is we play the game often, all the time. Like, we play it in the morning, we'll look at the map design. We'll say, hey, this lane doesn't really feel great. It's got some locations in it that really need to be worked on. So to protect the offense or the defense, one way or the other, and we'll modify it. We'll play it again within an hour or two, and we'll play that again and just continue that loop until we lock it in at a place where it feels really good. So that's what we do with all of our map design throughout every one of the multiplayer levels.
Cool. One of the things I'm really excited to find out, and it may not be able, it may be a little bit early to ask the question, but I'll ask it anyway. I love the fact that it was a multiplayer game, 5v5. Are there any single-player elements to the game as well?
Oh yeah. So there's a whole single-player story campaign. The story campaign is deep. That's where we started with this whole game. The fiction runs really deep within the game, as you'd expect with anything that I like to make in general. It's one of those things that I want the lore of the universe to become something that sparks imagination in the player's mind, and they just really enjoy playing through that single-player story campaign, and can take that fiction, which does blend right into multiplayer, so it's all grounded in that same universe.
One of the things I also love is the fact that you are all this really small, scrappy team. Yes. I remember early on, I saw like a quick blurb video that was like, hey, V1, we have some people who are going to be coming through and building out this game. How great has it been to kind of see those things from its kind of initial stages to now at a spot where you got people playing it at a big show like this?
We can't be more happy. I can't even tell you, because as a small team, we're so like laser focused on what we're doing that we're not sure if, we love what we're making, but we're not sure if everybody else is going to be just as excited as we are. So it's really great to be here at PAX, to be playing with people here, like on the floor, like just having this great experience of being able to play together and see the reactions of people like cheering and having a great time during their matches. Like, that makes us really, really happy. And of course, we're doing it for everybody else. I mean, without the community playing the game, we wouldn't be anything. So we want to make sure we're always listening to everybody. We're getting all kinds of great feedback here today.
So before I let you go, you got to let people know where they can hear more about the game. And hopefully we'll be able to play some of this soon. Hopefully, maybe soon.
Can't talk about when that's going to be, but disintegrationgame.com is a great website to go for just to get information about what we're doing with the game. You can also go to Private Division's website as well as V1's website.
Marcus, thank you so much for rocking with us here on Spawn on Me. Everybody at home, we have more cool stuff for you coming. PAX 2019. Peace.